Okay, everything's looking good?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, your audio is hot. You're good
Audio
to go.
hot. Alright. Guys, we're ready?
Yep.
Alright guys, let's go in 3, 2, 1, start. So this is Mega Man Rock Force for the PC. If you go to megamanrockforce.com, you can go ahead and download that. This is a fan-made game. This is any percent easy mode, and I'll explain what exactly that means. We're also playing this under the 2014 version of the game, and I'll also explain why we're doing that instead of the more recent 2015 version. But this is kind of your traditional intro stage, kind of from all the X games, later Mega Mans. Not a whole lot going on. So everyone else on call, if you want to introduce yourselves.
How's it going? My name's Sage. How's it going, everybody?
So the one thing that this intro stage in particular wants to teach you is that a deflected shot still retains its hitbox. As you see, I'm bouncing everything off of these orange discs and off the net hats in order to go through. And if you didn't pick up on that, you're going to have a hard time with this boss because that's the only way you can damage him. This is Shockman. This is the first of 3 appearances he makes in this game. We're hoping that he just stays on the right-hand side, and I can stay in the center of the room. So you will notice that there's a lot of, that actually went pretty good. There's a lot of clacking and all that. This is, I am the only person who plays this on keyboard because I'm a special brand of crazy. There is no native controller support. A lot of the players use programs like Joy-to-Key, things like that. But there is no native controller support, so I play this on keyboard. Sage, I don't know if you wanted to talk about kind of the stipulations under any percent easy mode and go over that a little bit, because there's not much to talk about in this stage. Sage?
Sorry, I'm still here.
Oh, did you want to go over, talk about like kind of why this is kind of what's different with easy percent?
Oh, yeah. You'll see a lot of the little red platforms, red blocks. Not so much the see-through little blocks that you're seeing everywhere, but easy mode only has those little red blocks.
Yeah, there's also a lot of other things that we do. Longer slides, more iframes, slightly simpler AI patterns, things like that. The minecarts here are kind of the primary gimmick of this stage. Not a whole lot going on to speed this process up much. And one of the other things is you don't take... spikes in this game are not instant death. And that's actually rare. There's like a single pixel that you'll just stand there, and that happened. Oh, shoot. That... I haven't done that in a while. As a note, I will be donating $10 to charity for every death, so that's 1. And wow, haven't done that in a while. Oh, also a related note, we do have infinite lives, so we do have that. I will be going slightly slower on these first couple of bosses. I am trying to get a perfect fight without taking damage. For each Robot Master that you get a perfect fight on, you get one of the 4 beat parts. And getting the 4 beat parts within the first 6 stages is kind of important in order to get beat, which makes the 7th stage and some of the bosses a lot easier. And start, that does happen. As you see, I did manage to get through that. Pelleting Fuse Man to death is a lot quicker. but it's a lot easier to get the perfect B parts through piloting him. Up next is Virus Man. We're not going to go in weakness. We're going to go in weakness order for the most part, but not entirely. And this first part, trying to get through this first area without taking a hit, is kind of important. Okay. I wasn't getting that in practice. But those virus enemies, everything except for the Sniper Joes here, really. If they hit you, they infect Mega Man, and infected Mega Man cannot charge his Buster. Left and right are reversed, which is the big problem, and he cannot use special weapons. So you can imagine trying to do these Yoku block puzzles with everything reversed. The Phantom Fuse is probably one of the strongest weapons. Most of the weapons in this game, based off of considering all the things we've done, increasing weapon power and the like, are very useful. But we use Phantom Fuse because the explosion will linger for several frames, which is enough to take out those little virus heads that can do the same problem for Mega Man. And Virus Man, unfortunately, is another Buster-only fight, which has a... but, like I was mentioning with RNG, and also the virus effect. He does turn a shade of green. That does happen. So one thing I'll bring up with again with having the infinite lives with part of the any percent stipulations and rules. Anytime that you get an extra life, instead of giving you another life, because well you have infinite numbers of them, it instead refills your weapon energy. These petals will fall, and where they fall is kind of RNG, so thankfully they were kind to me this time. Bonk there just so I don't have to worry about that. Hey, and again with another extra life. So yeah, a lot of the speedrun for Mega Man Rock Force is about minimizing how many times you can bonk, and usually bonking is only preferable to trying to take out the enemies. If you can dodge them cleanly, that's always the ideal way to go about it. And now that we actually have a proper boss weakness, most of these bosses are going to get melted. So you see Photon Man. And now you don't. Actually, the fact that he jumped at all is actually a little on the surprising side. Usually he doesn't even get that off.
Oh, Photon Man.
Photon Flare is kind of your basic screen clearing weapon. It comes in handy in a number of spots, especially when there's like a lot of, smaller enemies. on screen. Cryptman stage, the I don't know if you can, oh yeah, you can see it here. The claws the hands coming out are essentially spikes. But a lot of the stage is just using iframes and taking hits to get through as quickly as you can. Let's see if I can get through this this next part without taking a hit. Usually I get hit once or twice, but it looks fairly cool when I can get it perfectly. Nope. No looking cool today, I guess. Whoops. So I'm going to be picking up an extra life here that's going to restore my health. It's not that I need it for the boss, it just saves some time. Because if you don't have full health, Cryptman will actually throw a L tank at you. And by having full health to start, we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, got hit. Not the end of the world, but not ideal. Thank you for everyone from Frag and Dragon's channel. For the host, I believe that is Frag and Dragon. For those of you who don't know who I am, I am dangodofthunder. This is a speedrun of Mega Man Rock Force Any Percent, raising money for the Trevor Project. And up next is Pulseman. The first part of the stage, not a lot to talk about. I don't know if there's anything that needs to be brought up or discussed. If so, this is an ideal time to do it. For the next couple seconds.
Not that I could think of. It's a fairly straightforward stage for the most part.
Yeah, really good music. Most of this game has very good music, but yeah, short hop it. Of note though, these teleporters bring you to the next one of the respective color. We're going to be skipping all of that, thanks to the powers of Spikes and Rush Coil. Same thing with this mini boss. It's kind of cool, but it has a weakness to Photon Flare, which we take advantage of. And if you saw in the last stage, if you remember the last stage, the dudes popping out of the holes, well, they have to see Mega Man in order to jump out. It turns out we now have a weapon that makes you invisible. So the dudes who jump out of the holes just become the dudes. I'm going to take this a little slow. I do need to try to get this without taking damage. It's not the end of the world if I can't, but it does make, if I don't get this in the next boss without taking damage, it does make things a little bit trickier.
Unlike most other Mega Man games, speed is actually quite overpowered in this one.
Yeah, and also really good on ammo consumption. Well, I mean, in 5 he's really good, 6 not so much. And afterwards, I think they just turn him into the guy that drags you out of the pit. So Circuit Man stage probably has killed off more PB attempts of mine than any other individual stage. There is a global timer on this one that you're working against. On top of that, there are several puzzle-like rooms. So I'm going to take my time in this portion here just so I can make sure I don't run into that. That was close. One of the other properties for Crypt Cloak is that if you use it on a invisible tile while you're invisible, suddenly you can walk on it. I don't know how that makes any sense, but you know, we just go with it. Got that. Have me getting that practice. That cuts out a couple of the block cycles. Unfortunately, the second one here, nothing you can really do. Unlike here, where you can just take damage. You can see the lights, every time you shoot the lights, they switch. What platforms are active and getting through that. Thankfully, the biggest obstacles are out of the way. I haven't taken a hit from him in a while. Nope. Okay. Not gonna bother. This is kind of a sucker's trap. You see the energy tank there and you want to get it, but if you do, no way to get out of that pit. Again, most of these bosses, once you have the weaknesses, not really worth discussing. And okay, got that. We should be good to go. I'll have beat for Shockman, which is kind of important. Shockman might be familiar if you were here 17 minutes ago for the intro stage. Same music and everything. So this is being run on the 2014 version of the game. There's two big differences for speedrunning. The final stage is much different in the 2015 version. And also the second set of Robot Masters, because there's going to be 4 more after this, change up dramatically as well. Blink and you'll miss them. So Shockman and Charade Man are really the two viable end bosses with our current route. And they each take you to a much worse set of Robot Masters in the 2015 edition of the game. Another little cool perk of the Crypt Cloak. And I'm going to grab that E-Tank for safety. You saw how my Fuse Man stage went. So this is your first appearance of beat. If those things touch, again, it's like hitting spikes for, in this case, quarter damage. And you just set sick beat on them. Yeah. Gonna bonk on that guy, just so I don't have to take spike damage. Those extra jumps are just to delay my timing so I don't get shocked. And speaking of shocks, this fight's much quicker with his actual weakness. Excuse me. So we go to the last stage here is Charade Man, and I've mentioned how like all of these weapons are quite good, and you will see most of them throughout the speedrun at one point or another. You've noticed I've been relying very heavily on things like Phantom Fuse, Crypt Cloak, stuff like that. Well, actually, Charade Man's weapon is probably the worst one ever created for a Mega Man game. At least Charge Kick has uses. You can hit with Power Stone and hit things quickly. I really don't know what the purpose of Charade Clone is, ever.
It's a cute gimmick.
Do you use it?
Oh god, no. Why? It's terrible.
Exactly. Speaking of cute gimmicks... But yeah, so like I said, because these guys, Shockman and Charade Man are on the corner of the Robot Master screen, you get a different set of 4 at the end, and all of their stages take much longer and they're much more complicated. And that is Charade Man, who, for that fight, impersonates other Robot Masters. Specifically, Toad Man, Gemini Man, and Quick Man. But that being said, he's also weak to also weak to Phantom Fuse in that fight. His actual weakness in his regular fight is the Crypt Cloak. It's just faster to spam him with huge explosions. And now on top of the vaudevillains pretending to be entertaining, the audience isn't a fan. I don't know if they're not a fan of my run or what, but those were exploding tomatoes they were throwing. As you can see, once you have the proper weaknesses on any percent, these patterns become fairly simplistic. Cutscene we don't care about. And on to the next 4. These next 4 stages can be done in any particular order. I'm just doing them in this fashion out of habit. And this is probably my favorite music in the game. So, kind of like Circuit Man, this stage does have a global timer, but thankfully the thing the global timer governs really won't kill an attempt. It's just gonna waste me a little bit of time. As you can see, now that we've rescued the members of Rock Force, yeah, not a really favorable cycle for the timing for these platforms. They will actually be helping one of them in each of the next 7 stages, including this one. So this is the second time we're going to pull out Beat, and you can see why he's really good. Not here per se. I mean, I mean the boss coming up, because his other weakness is Pulse Stopper, which is still not the easiest thing in the world to hit. But I can just do this. That works. Up next is Terror Man, which is probably a good spoopy game. That's probably why I got this time slot. See if I can get through the first part without bonk. Hey, got it. That's actually pretty good. A little more difficult to do that than it looks. And other things that work very well with the Crypt Cloak. Spider webs can't drop spiders when they can't see you. I slept for 16 hours because this run would be at 4:30 in the morning my time. On these, like, the green junk, you have to know you're there with the eyes that they have, because they're zombies, I guess, that they use. I don't know how junk zombies in Mega Man work. And if you do, you've played entirely too much Mega Man. You can see Elect Man there. Running from that. So there's a snake thing here, and it's going left this time. The first has 2 rounds of this. The first one you never really know where it's going. The second one is always going to go down, because it has to plop you right into the slaughter scroller. And not a lot to talk about here. That jump always feels like it's going to fail, but never does, thankfully. And here is a spoopy spider Terror Man. And there he goes. Up next is Plague Man. If you see those rats, the rats actually, if you shoot them with a buster or things like smaller weapons, they actually spawn fleas, and while the rats don't give the infected status to Mega Man, the fleas do. That's a smart joke for those of you who understand history. And oddly enough, the virus outbreak is probably the best way to deal with these virus heads. You can use Tornado Man there to help give you a boost if you need an extra E-Tank. Trying to stay at full health for this section. Because we're going to be bonking on 3 spikes after this.
Yeah, that spike section always makes me nervous.
The nervous part is if I get a block dropped on my head, that does 6 damage. Those blocks. Should be good though. But we do have a full restore coming up. So we're good. And Plague Man's just dying to meet us. Tripping all over himself.
That was terrible, man.
Yeah, I know, I should feel bad for that, but I don't. And Flare Man's stage doesn't really have a lot going on. This is one of the ones where I will want to focus, so if I get a little bit quiet, I apologize. Just a lot of explosions. A lot of enemies. Dope. Unfortunately, because of the couple of early deaths, I don't want to really show some of the funny cutscenes. Bomb Man, depending on how you handle that, can actually be quite amusing. Just have to pause for a second. I want to make sure I don't bonk on that guy and drop straight into a pit. It has happened. It's less fun than it sounds when it occurs. The stage is already so frantic. I remember what happened the last time I had to jump across bombs. I died twice. By the way, my weeks of practice before this marathon, I hadn't died in that previous room in Fuse Man stage once. So naturally, I had to die there.
You say that, that's gonna happen to me.
Marathon luck, you know? So when all their powers combine, they become Deathman. who looks like, you know, well, death. Sorry, I had to adjust my seat. There are no enemies in this stage other than Spikes and Deathman. Mostly Spikes. So you do have 3 utility items. You saw Rush Coil. The other 2 are Eddy Dispenser, which is a... Hey, thank you. Summonable Eddy, who occasionally gives you useful items, and that's rare. He usually doesn't give me anything useful here. And Tango Spike, which kind of just rolls around the ground. Tango turns into a ball of spikes, rolls around the ground, kills everything. Effectively useless.
One day I'll find a use for Tango.
Good luck. Good luck, I haven't been able to.
Neither have I.
So up note, you've already seen that I only take quarter damage from spikes. But these crushers here actually still instant kill, and that's because they just compress your hitbox, and there's nothing that really that Goldwater, the developer of the game, could do about a Mega Man's hitbox physically being crushed in. So, and this is why we picked up some E-tanks before, because we're going to be tanking a lot of hits to try to just ignore some of these cycles. Hey, thanks, Famous Doge. Hope you're having a good one. I don't know what time it is where you are, but wherever it is, hope you're having a good one. These wall crushers come from the sides, and well, as long as you have a controller and eyes, you should be okay. Speaking of things that you need eyes for, it took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out how this mechanic worked. Circle passes through the little hoop on the gondola, and spikes pop out. First couple times I ran this game, I was actually just going off of instinct and reactions. And I didn't pick up on that. Go me, I know. Again, Beat is awesome, and we're just going to rely on him to shred through this guy. Oh, speaking about plot, really quickly, the plot of the game, there's a brother of Mega Man that Dr. Light creates called Justice Man. Justice Man is meant to kind of be helping to share the load of the work, and that's the guy that got in orange that got shocked in the intro, and by the way, here he is now. Dr. Wily is not the bad guy. Turns out Justice Man is. There you go, I've given you the whole plot. So,
shout out to Cliff Notes.
The fortress stages here kind of go through some of the tropes of Mega Man games that he didn't have room to, that Goldwater didn't have room to fit in anywhere else, which is why this is a water stage. I mean, I could let Dive Man help out and Psycho Crusher the wall, but who has time for that? And again, we're going to be pulling out the John Cena impression. I died on that first jump in a practice attempt, and I somehow short hopped it. I don't know how I did that, but I did. Huh. Reminds you, by the way, there's a D. This is Fishman. This is technically a two-part fight. Not that you really see either part of it. So if Fishman's stage goes to the water theme level, this is the ice theme level.
Because, yes, we had to have ice physics somewhere.
It wouldn't be a Mega Man game without it. Feel free to start listing off all the Mega Man games that don't have it, folks. So here we actually have to take the high road. I'm actually doing well enough that I'm going to show this. You can send Fire Ram plummeting down below. Normally he'll just look super stoked that he gets to fling the fire down below and do his thing, but if you bomb it and if you bomb it ahead of him, he does not get a chance to show that. And yes, you are going across a icicle bridge being made by a robot that is sneezing it. If this isn't the best Mega Man ice level, I don't know what is. Especially when you consider well, the boss of this level rides in on a Zamboni. B is great at killing this guy until he detaches, in which case, at that point, he's utterly useless.
Your mileage may vary on this fight with B.
Yeah, by quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know, little cat. It happens. Mega Man is a futuristic robot. So prepare to get a sense of Bruja Day, because you're going to be. These are all levels we've seen before. The 2015 version completely changes this up. Thought I died there. So if you didn't like some of these parts of the previous levels, now you get to see them in a new pink and yellow scheme. Which I don't know if that helps. Maybe it does. So you saw Virus Man, you saw Fuse Man, you saw Crypt Man now, and now Pulse Man. Now Circuit Man, the worst part of his stage.
You just hate light bulbs, that's all.
There's a reason I have an LED strip in my room. And now this is Photon Man stage. And Shockman, unfortunately, has the same spike damage mechanic. Ooh, extra.
Mind if I read a donation real quick, guys?
Go ahead. That would be good. That would be wonderful.
All right, we have a $20 donation from Leonard, who says, "Keep up the good work. Best regards from France." Thank you so much for the $20, Leonard, and hello. Or shall I say, bonjour?
Or in his case, good afternoon. That might also be applicable. Yeah, it is currently 5:46 in the morning where I am. So this is the traditional Mega Man boss refight. And even though we have Charade Clone, which is Virus Man's weakness, we are not going to see it. And he's in full-on jerk mode. You can see there the effect of being virused. Oh, come on. Anything more than one spin is a kind of ill. Yeah. So like I said, you can, if you're looking for this game, you can find it at megamanrockforce.com. I have a link for it on my Twitch channel as well.
I have it right in my ear, so at most I'll be like 2 or 3 seconds late.
It's all good.
Dang, Matt, you just moved me without me even realizing it.
Same thing he did in the first fight, but this time I managed to dodge. Go me, I know. So there is a soft lock that's happened to me once at the final boss. And in between the two phases, I do have a backup save in the off chance that occurs. It's only happened once in my conversations with the speedrunning community. No one's ever had it happen to them before. But I remain paranoid of it to this day.
I would.
Were you there when that happened, Sage?
I got to see that, and that was hilarious, and it made me paranoid.
Well, yeah, I have a backup save at the beginning of the stage, so. Time is going to be after the second Justice Man fight on the last hit.
All right.
Just scream as loud as you can.
I'm not going to scream. I'm kind of in an apartment, but I'll say it. And again, I died twice, so that will be another $20 coming from me as well. Okay, we've avoided the soft lock. We avoided that. We should be good.
Did it right.
And yeah, so I don't have to do anything now. Beat does all the work. And time.
GG.
49-29.
For the record, my PB is a 48-42. So I am extremely happy being less than a minute off my PB. Especially with those two deaths. If I didn't die twice in Fuse Man stage, which I swear were not intentional. I
Sure,
would have...
keep saying that, man.
So, do we have time to voice over the closing?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
This will only take about 2 minutes, so I did add that to the timer. And I'm actually very happy with this run. So, just a quick shout out to Big Law, Fives, and Matt for putting this all together. Everyone else who's running. Sage, thank you for.
Do shit, but
He squeezed it in there under your nose.
Sage,
Who
thank
is
you
that
for
guy?
staying up to help commentate.
No problem. Next time, have a later time.
Yeah, thanks to Grandstar Yoshi for putting the 28-year-old with a 9-to-5 day job at 4:45 in the morning, his local time.
You're doing us a service, man. Thank you.
Of course, I'm kidding. It's great to show this game. This is a really fun Mega Man game, and for those of you who can't really find some of them because some of the older ones are expensive, rare. This is free to play. So, and if you're watching this, the odds are you have a PC that can run it. It's not exactly a we're not talking about a technically demanding game either. So, hopefully, I was able to do the game some justice.
All right. Thanks a lot, man.